All right, good morning. I got a box in the mail. Boom. Covers the whole thing. No, that card's not it. I was looking at the size. These cards, you can hear me, cutting apart the box. Looks like they used some kind of speaker box. Who knows? You have to give me a minute. I'm trying to figure out where the actual Now these are cards. Now they did good. They actually packaged them in a whole bunch of bubble wrap to go in the box. So now, if you were like me and you grew up as a Battle of the Planets fan, which is what these are. Now, these are minis. They're from Japan. Described to me as the high and low series. Now, they're from the... I have to figure out a way to get this, because I don't know if you'll see them. Give me 1 second, I might have to adjust. They're smaller than regular cards. Let's see how that does. Oh yeah. But see, they're minis. They're not big. And these are supposed to be, again, if you look, this is really just the episodes of Battle of the Planets, which for this, since it's actually from, got a duplicate there, since these are out of Japan, they would be Gatchaman there. But like I said, they're small. They're Japanese writing. So I'll have to eventually fill in the middle part of this, because, and again, these are out of Japan. Got a couple of the same one. Actually, got 4 of the same one. Now, I'm a big fan of Battle of the Planets. Now, I don't care about the Gatchaman part, and yes, I know it's where it comes from. And I say that because, see, Battle of the Planets was the cleaned up version. Something not as much, it's not the violence as much as it is, the extra profanity and other stuff that they throw in. Same one. But again, to me, these are just so cool. Mark was always my favorite character of them. Now, I gotta do research because, being the fact, unless anybody out there speaks Japanese, I don't know what year this would be. Now, of course, they come to the States in the late 70s, because that's when I watched them in syndication as Battle of the Planets. My normal ritual would be I would actually get out of school, run home, and I would watch. Of course, I'd switch into my hanging out of the house clothes, and I'd watch Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, the finish of it, usually about the last 30 minutes. And then Battle of the Planets would come on at 3 o'clock. Now, that was my local area where I'm at. Hasn't changed much because, again, I'm only 16 miles from my childhood home, which is where my mother still lives. So, again, and these are solid. These are solid cardstock. And what I'll do is I'll probably go on the non-sports card, the database, and take a look and see exactly what's up with that. Because, like I said, I have no idea what year these are. If they were Gatchaman, I would still think that they would be in the area of that early to mid 70s, I would think, because of when the show come out as Gatchaman. Remember that they smashed in thinking they got him, and then when it comes up, he's standing on the big hook, and it kicks in with music. He beats up a whole bunch of people. I loved his Birdarang. Low-key up. And again, like I said, even though I own some Gatchaman stuff, it's not as much a Battle of the Planets is what really, and Jason, a little bit of Tiny there, another Tiny. I'll see the Princess one. Haven't seen hers yet. Look at the clarity of those, though. Japanese card dealers were doing well right off the animation. I mean, I've seen animation cards where they come from the animation and they really are discolored and they're blurry. So, seen that one. Big bug. Flying ant. Probably that new strain of termites we have here in Florida that just started. So, like I said, Battle of Planets, I get, was not everybody's cup of tea, but it is mine. One of those in flight. Like I said, it's like they cut straight from the cells. I mean, look at this. That's the Phoenix flying out there over the desert looking stuff. Look at the detail on that. And that's all from a little tiny card, so their process was way better than here at the time. It's the only rough one I've seen so far. There's one with Princess in it. The giant ant spewing stuff. I want to get me a number 1 shirt. And like I said, sometimes there's tons of duplicates of stuff, so, you know, like say 4 or 5. And I picked these up relatively pretty cheap for what they are, so like I said, just a big fan of the show. And I will have to hunt down the rest of them to go with it. Now, I have seen some of these, and I don't know if it's because they're the middle ones or whatever, but I've seen some of these for $8 to $10 a piece, so good shot of Princess and Kia. Jason. Good shot of all 3 of them. So that's it. That's what they are. Japanese. And I don't know what the... See how you get the card up there? It might have been so you could do a card game and other different things, because you see the plane, you see the hand over there. So I'm gonna really look into these. Like I said, when I started looking at stuff like this, I got excited about these and went ahead and picked these up. So I appreciate everybody who's helped me get over 500 subscribers. I really appreciate that. And I'm trying to put out as much content as I can. A lot of shorts right now, but you know, realistically, it gives me a chance to show stuff like crazy. I love these. Like I said, I'm getting more back into my cards, and this gives me a chance to show some of these off. So I appreciate all the likes, subscribes, the comments. Tell me, who was your favorite from Battle of the Planets? Mine was Mark. Which one was yours?